how does the political landscape from this generation compare with the previous generation? Westminster has always been a posh, sweaty bollocked, port-drinking boys' club, and it's still the same today, with added legal deals, cocaine snorting in the Commons toilets, and shagging the secretary in the stationery cupboard. In the 70s, we had high inflation, industrial strikes, and power cuts. Sound familiar? During the Labour years of the 70s, they ended the death penalty, decriminalised homosexuality, and gave us the Open University. The 80s, or the Thatcher years, brought us further strike action, high unemployment, and the beginning of privatisation of state-owned businesses. History is repeating itself. Labour led the way of socialism and liberalism. They had the first black and openly gay MPs elected to Parliament. The 90s, bit of a boring start with John Major, although probably a good thing when we see what follows. New Labour came along in 1997. They signed the Good Friday Agreement, climate change legislation, civil partnerships, and the minimum wage. The noughties. Tony Blair lied to the nation to get Britain to go to war in Iraq. The country didn't want to go to war, but Blair wanted to suck Judge Wardrow's cock so hard, off we went. Then the big banks caused a global economic crash, and we've been paying for it ever since. The 10s to now. The Tories took power, and since then it's been a fucking shit show. The Tories pushed their austerity agenda and in 2012 introduced the privatisation of health and social care services. The EU referendum caused chaos and division for years. The Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn was an outcast by his own party and the media for trying to bring Labour back to its socialist working class roots. So to sum up, on the one hand, British politics has changed hugely. 3 female prime ministers. Unfortunately, they were Tories, which is a disappointment. Gay marriage, Britain's first Indian prime minister, exiting the EU, a global pandemic, recessions. But on the other hand, our politics has not changed. Union strikes, a politician unable to answer a question. High inflation, the working class is getting shat on. Britain's obsession with its own importance, and the economic unfairness between the have and have-nots. Is our politics, the state of Britain, better then or now? I'll let you make up your own minds.